It's March, and I've finally seen Aquaman. What did I think of it? If this movie is what took me to change from Marvel to DC, then it worked. The little title, Otaku J, Aquaman. So yeah, finally saw it, and I was perfectly pleased. Yes, exactly. Perfectly pleased with it. It looked interesting. From, like, the trailers, even before I got all the buzz and the acclaim and all the fan stuff loving it, and, like, in the box office breaking that it did, and the smashing of records and stuff like that. Because it just looked like, when I saw the visuals and stuff, I'm like, this looks like, finally, they're not doing the dark, dreary, depressing, realism BS that they've been trying to do all the time with, like, Batman, everyone. It's like, I get it, but that's what I liked about Marvel. They kept it colorful and light and the humor, and they made it fantasy. They weren't trying to make this like, well, let's add this realism. It's like, I don't know what it is with people nowadays, especially here in the West, where we have to have everything real, like the realism, like how people are going after anime and trying to change anime characters and video game characters, make them more realistic. It's like, dude, this is fantasy. Fantasy does not need to look real. That's the point of fantasy. It can be whatever the frick you want, and it doesn't make sense. Like, come on, Aquaman realistically couldn't happen, all that kind of stuff there. So you couldn't do like a realistic one. You had to keep it, unrealistic, and that's what worked for it. And then when I saw that, and it kind of looked colorful, looked kind of silly, looked really different. So I'm like, wow. And then, of course, Shazam, being a fan of Chuck and Zachary Levi, so I'm looking for that one. So I think these will finally get me to go, so why not? But off the review. Jason Momoa, I want Momoa of this series. He has done what Robert Downey Jr. did for me with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I fell in love with that man. Robert Downey Jr., when I first saw Iron Man the first time in theaters, just going to it not knowing like anything about Iron Man, just except what he was and who was from comics, never read his comics, never did anything with Iron Man, fell in love with him, and it's because Robert Downey Jr. when he says, I am Iron Man, he always will be. No one else could ever replace him, in my opinion. He made me fall in love with just like everything of him, and then I've become a big fan of him, seeing all his old works, which are really good. I mean, like his old works, he was good, like he's really a great actor, but he was great as Iron Man. And then ever since, I've just been a fan of the Marvel movies. Sure, there's been some that I don't like, and I've been kind of fizzled out of. Ultron made me just like fizzle out of superhero movies, period. And especially with DC, like I like Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, but all DC was doing was Batman. That's like, they just can't stop, sucking Batman's batarang, I guess you could say. It's like there's other people, and they finally started doing it. They finally gave us Wonder Woman finally, and then now they're giving us Aquaman. They did the Justice League, which I felt was too rushed. Dawn of Justice was just a little too, like, you didn't space out like Marvel did. And then DC, is finally doing other stuff there. That's why I'm looking forward to Shazam. So thank you for like, it was the introduction to like this whole DC universe now that they're trying to start, and I'm thankful for that because he did a good job. He was great. I like his character. I mean, he looks like I can see why the women go crazy for the guy. The guy has that look. He's masculine. He looks like a guy. None of this stuff they're trying to do nowadays where they're trying to make men not be men, which I just don't get. And that's the controversy surrounding this too, because everyone was upset that, oh, he's so manly and this is a man film. It's like, the majority of the people that went to see this were women, apparently, because women, like guys, we like the sexy females. We're attracted to sexy women. We're attracted to breasts and all that stuff. That's what we are. So, and women are attracted to people who are masculine, that masculine physique. That's why we have this stuff. It's just how it is. I don't care what you people try and say and do. It's how it always will be. And you can't stop that, no matter how many times you try to change it or eradicate it. It's just how it is. It always will be. It's built in us. And people were upset and offended that was one of the reasons why so many women were there, because they wanted to see this big, ripped, chiseled, shirtless, buff, attractive guy, And then a lot of people were into aspect with smart marketing with Nicole Kidman playing the mom and showing that mother stuff, because women, they want to see that. And then you get the others with that motherly instinct that is built in again, which is a shame. And I loved her character for it. We'll go into that in a second, but let's just say it's amazing the controversy that how people were trying to say was crap. Didn't want to, and it shattered the ceiling. It went to $1 billion. I didn't think it was going to do that. I'm like, Aquaman made $1 billion? Oh my gosh. I could not believe how successful that movie was. I was not expecting that. I mean, just like Alita, a know-nothing, strong female character, and she's doing really well at the box office without, forcing a lot of stuff and throwing a lot of your own money in and all the stuff there that, Marvel's doing right now with a certain someone, sadly. I mean, it's like people want to go see Aquaman. People want to go see Alita. People were told and forced to want to see the other one because of, agendas, as usual, sadly. There's no agendas in these. There's no agenda in this movie. Momoa was great. He was kick-ass. He was funny. He was likable. He had that kind of sweetness to him, too. He was charming, and he was kick-ass. I mean, I can see why the girls like him. Wonderful character. I look forward to more of him. Just like I said, I think like he's like my first step to like, you know what? Okay, I really want to see this. I want to see more of him. I want to see more of this DC stuff. They keep it up there. Aquaman, it was like Star Wars underwater. I thought that was very interesting. All the ships and the fighting battles and all that stuff there was actually kind of cool seeing underwater. They did an amazing job with the effects of make it look like you're underwater, the movements, how your hair, your clothes, your movements of your body underwater. It was really interesting. It was again bright and colorful. I mean, it's pretty cool when he had them battling and he had seahorses with armor, sharks with armor, and with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. I mean, that was so cool. It was cool seeing Dolph Lundgren. I was like, is that him? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's pretty cool. They had Willem Dafoe, and that was cool seeing him being the mentor, training him, and all that kind of crap there. There was enough backstory, enough like showing what happened then, what's going on now. The beginning was awesome. I loved the whole take on it. It was very sweet. That's what I like about these type of movies. That's what makes me want to see more of this and enjoy this movie, honestly. Like a lot of films. They start off with like, you know, my mom and dad met like this. It wasn't supposed to be, but it did. And then what kind of like was the thread that kept it through the whole movie. It was beautiful. It was wonderful how they met. It was sweet. It was touching. And then the whole like she'll return someday and him weighing at the dock every day for all those years. I think it's really sweet and charming and just it really gets my heartstrings. Yes, I did, you know, get teary-eyed a little bit throughout this movie. Like that was beautiful. The ending was beautiful. You know, spoilers right here when she did return, and I was like, yay, you know what's gonna happen, but it was real sweet and I choked up. And then when she appeared to, you know, in front of Aquaman and his brother, so that was kind of like, and then how he was like, Mom? And it's like, yeah. And then when she revealed herself to Aquaman when she came back, he's like, Mom? I was like, damn it. Which I don't understand again nowadays. People are trying to like, you know, tell people don't have families, don't have kids, trying to do stuff to kids nowadays. You know, this whole thing against family nowadays in this world is very weird. And family is the most strongest, like most important thing you'll ever have. I honestly do feel sorry for people who just don't want to be with their family, don't support each other. I feel bad for families that aren't there for each other because they should be. There's nothing more important in your life than family. You know, friends are important. Now, the friends that become like family, sure, but friends come and go. But family was there from the beginning to always be there for you. And then like the true like unconditional love type of stuff that is there. You can't like get away from like your siblings, your mother, your father, what it's like. And that's what drove me with this, because I love that aspect of like how much of a good mom she was and the father was doing what they had to do. And then you had like, you know, it's what I liked about the Thor movies. I hated it because they focused way too much on the Thor movies with the girlfriend and the stupid human characters. Like, no, I want to see more about Thor and his family and his world than the other worlds. That's all I care about. So to me, it was the movies were him and Loki and Odin. That was it. That's all I wanted to see. That sibling rivalry, trying to get together yet not, and how they affect each other because of the family issues. And in this, like this here with Aquaman and his brother, that dynamic, like the rivalry, I like that because it's real. That's the real part about it. Everything else over the top, awesome, unrealistic, fantasy, but that was what was real, and that's what I love with the storytelling. All the characters are great. All the actors were really good. Patrick Wilson did a great job as a brother. It was always neat. I liked him and stuff like Insidious, Conjuring, all that stuff there. Speaking of, it was awesome when there was a scene when they were first like entering Atlantis. You see like all this debris and stuff underwater. Annabelle was in there. I'm like, is that Annabelle? I swear that was Annabelle, which is pretty cool because, you know, of that and, you know, James Wan. And he was right with the whole like Oscar stuff there, calling it like BS and all that kind of stuff there, because the effects in this, like the leaves effects look really damn good. And I'm not a big guy on special effects, but it worked again for her because it was trying to be like manga for real. So it's cartoony. This was like that because it was fantasy, it was cartoony. So the CGI and the special effects worked and they were amazing. I love the effects. It looks so good. Again, like I said, with the water, the costuming, the character designs, the creature designs, the trench looked really cool and creepy. Like that whole scene they were in there underwater with when they're trying to go underwater deep and they're like, oh, sorry, it looked like a freaking horror movie. It made me think of that movie. Really good movie. I love the ending, but really good movie when the girls are in the cave and those cannibalistic people that are in the cave are like one by one gathered around. Like it just made me feel like that. Like you're so in a tight spot and they're like surrounding you and all that stuff. That was really like horror movie, like really good. I really liked it. There was so many cool, like I said, the outfits. It's like, as a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, like it made me think of like, because you know there's like the abyssal cards, there's like stuff like, you know, these other aqua water fish characters, and maybe with them like mermaids, abyssals, like legendary fishermen, stuff like that. And you see them with like their gear and their like fish Atlantean tridents and the armor and stuff like that, all over stuff. I mean, like that became real, and that's what all their costumes look like. They were really cool. It were great designs. The creature designs again were pretty cool. I liked the big creature. I mean, that's how you make an entrance when Aquaman rides on that big badass creature. That was pretty cool. You knew it was all coming. It was real sweet. It flowed really well. So I say it was really well written, well acted, well directed. The score was really nice. I think everything in this just was perfectly, it flowed nicely, and it was a good balance of everything with everybody on board making this film. I think they did a great job, and I'm so happy that it made, what, like 1.2 right now, I think, at the most. I'm surprised it's still playing at theaters around me. So I pushed it off long enough. I'm like, I can't push it up more. I gotta see this. I really enjoyed Aquaman. Again, great characters. Mara, wow. I mean, I'm sorry, again, I'm a guy, so all the girls are sitting there going to see Aquaman, which I thought he was badass and cool, so I kind of look up to that guy. But I was more like, yeah, look at that. The red hair, the green skin tight suit, I'm sorry, I'm a guy. So yeah, good focus on the boobs and her butt and everything. The hips, pretty sexy. And what was good about her and like the mother character, tough, powerful girls, but they still look like women, and they're attractive and sexy and like badass. And throughout the whole movie, they were badass, fighting, taking care of themselves, but there was none of this whole, I'm tough because I'm a woman, I don't need no man type of stuff. So yeah, the women in here were strong, well written, well done characters. Captain Marvel, I'm just gonna say it, she was like throughout the movie just, I'm a woman, that's why I'm strong. It's like, no, they were strong, not because she was one, because that they're just strong characters and humans. They did that on their own. They worked together with the characters, they worked with the men, helped them, didn't act like they were more superior than them, and then the men also helped them too. So that's how you do this, unlike someone else where, yeah, that's where that fails, and that's why people are tired of that. So like the story with the other guy, that was pretty cool. That was all goofy and outfit and stuff there. Black Manta, sitting there seeing like, because of his father and all stuff there, and then when they're revenge, like that's, people can say it's cliche typical, but that's a good enough reason for someone to be like that. You want revenge of the person that killed your father, your family, friend, whatever. That's not like, again, Captain Marvel, oh, I'm gonna become a superhero because I was told I couldn't play baseball when I was a kid and I was a girl back in the day, or something like that people joked about. But like legit reasons in these movies for wanting to become a good guy or a bad guy, that's what makes these really great. So yeah, I thought he was also a nice little additional villain besides the brother. And again, like I said, all the characters I think are well done, well acted. He did a great job being a villain. Good enough reason, just everything was just enough. So I think they did a real good job. All the action was good, the story, the locations, it was sweet when they went to like Italy, him and the girl, and that was really cute. And then the whole Pinocchio thing, and then I don't know, but I'm kind of like agreeing with a bud of mine where he's like, I'm like, Aquaman's actually pretty damn kick-ass when you think about it. Like the powers that guy has, and again, like 70% of the world is water. So I mean, that guy pretty much controls like everything, basically, like 70% of everything. He could wipe us all, being like the Thanos thing, both like water if he wanted to, but he's not. But I'm just saying, I think every character, like the brother, Aquaman, every character, Black Manta, all of them, you can see the determination, the motivation, the passion, and what their characters were striving and hoping for. Every character in there, you can see like that through like their acting, their facial expressions, their mannerisms, everything. So it seemed real again to me. And again, Momoa, Aquaman, his character had so much, like he had like that attitude and he had that charisma that was just like really like, again, what made him likable, like a great like character, I would say, among like other characters and superheroes, honestly. So he was just a great joy throughout the whole thing. Everyone was great, just well done for this, so I'm an Aquaman fan. Like I was saying, I mean, holy cow, the power that guy has, it's ridiculous. And then the whole thing being able to talk to the animals is actually pretty cool. Like when he turned, like when they're in the middle of the big final battle and he's like, no, we can't harm him, he's the true king type of thing there. And he made them all turn back and go away. And I said, make that entrance on the one like giant creature chick, riding her and all that stuff there was pretty cool. It's amazing how, and they were drinking with his dad and he's all like, well, that's my superpower, I can still out drink you. That was, cute. Yeah, so it's good, the dynamic between the family bonds, the relationships, the trying to unite the both world stuff. They're at work. It was really nice, rather enjoyable. Again, I think everything just worked well. Everyone did a great job with this. So I don't know, I'd say maybe like a 9 out of 10. Seems like it works for me. I really enjoyed it. Yay for Aquaman. I can't wait for the next one, and I can't wait to see what DC has in store. I'm looking forward to you, Shazam. Let's go, Chuck Bartowski. So really cool, badass, kick-ass, fun, entertaining, sweet, real, even with the over-the-top and unrealistic fantasy stuff. They kept it that way, the way it should be. Like watching comics. Like I said, it was underwater Star Wars. That was kind of neat and cool. It kept me invested, and it'll keep me invested. And I still find it amazing that they tried to throw this movie under the bus because it didn't fit their narrative and their core values, their, Western global standard and stuff like that. It's amazing how they hope that movie fails and try to set up for failure after women were wanting to see a sexy guy and the motherly stuff, and then guys wanted to see, a kick-ass action movie with a sexy guy and sexy girl. So, like Alita, and like now they're totally forgetting about it and crapping on Wonder Woman. Just for this one, it's like, is it worth it? Is it worth it to crap on every movie in existence to make that one movie be the greatest film of all time? It's never gonna happen. Nobody's that stupid. No. You're not gonna sit there and convince people that movie is better than stuff like freaking Casablanca, The Godfather and all that stuff there. It's not gonna happen. Better than Star Wars. You're not gonna do that. You're trying, Disney, but you're gonna fail. And your failure is what's gonna be helping out movies like Alita, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, DC, and all of them. They're gonna strive because of your stupidity. Is it worth it? I don't think so. A lot of people don't think so. These people are making movies because they're making movies for the sake of making movies, not for agendas. And people are proving that that's what they want more and more by their wallets. Well, to fall. But yes. I had to do that again there, everyone. As a lawn Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, where again, there's, like I said, I fizzled out after Ultron because I hate that movie. I can go hours discussing how much I hate that freaking film. And, but luckily enough, Civil War and Ant-Man kept me going. But besides that, it seems like after 11 years of building up what they did, what they created perfectly, I might add, just to destroy it by making her front and center, come out of nowhere, take over everything, and piss on and shoo the other female characters that are strong, developed, and been there since the start, and from a lot of films. That's not how you do it. It's a shame that they have to go this route, and I feel like a lot of people, if they're going to continue with the politics and the agendas, instead of focusing on characters and story and all that stuff that we want to see fantasy, we want to escape this stuff. If that's what they want to do, then I will gladly welcome, DC instead with open arms, because I always felt like DC they should have done what Marvel did instead of like, let's just quickly throw together Justice League without introducing anything. But now they did well with Wonder Woman. They're doing really well again too with Aquaman, and I think Shazam's going to do well. And if they keep going this round, just keep giving us other characters besides Batman and Superman constantly, they are going to be A-okay, because they're doing really well lately. I think they're going to keep doing well. They're going to be the ones succeeding, while Marvel is going to be pretty much dead, because they're going to focus too much on agendas and politics and making statements instead of just giving us superhero movies, fun movies, entertaining movies. And good job, DC, because I was never like that with you guys, but now I am, and I look forward to more from you. And I don't look forward to the future of Marvel, but I look forward to the future of DC. So keep it up and keep making these. If you stick with this, I think you'll be fine. And you're going to do well at the box office, and you're going to drive out Marvel, because I think they're going to be dead in the water. Net because of Aquaman. So yeah. Awesome movie. Yeah. But yeah, this is Jay. I loved it. Sorry it's more voiceover, but I just wanted to do this after seeing the movie, so I didn't forget. Keep it fapped. Aquaman. Who am I? I'm Aquaman. Dun 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 dun. Aquaman. Yeah, he was pretty damn cool and kick-ass. And again, congratulations to James Wan. You're right. And it was an amazing movie, and it's a shame it didn't get as much love at the box office like other things were, but this wasn't fitting their core values and global standards like everyone's attacking nowadays. The stuff that's actually good and people enjoy don't fit these standards. Do you think it's us, or do you think it's them that's the problem? Enjoy it. Pretty cool. Keep it fapping. I mean, geez, what would you do if you found a waifu and she wakes up in the morning and you find her eating your fish? Nice. It's like, what would you do? Nice. Cute.